Hello everyone, MMLTech here. I know I already posted a new video for my Zoominator plugin a couple days ago, but that clip was recorded like 3 weeks ago, and it was not sort of surprise that during this period a lot of things has changed. I've been looking through your comments on YouTube and on OBS project forum, and of course on my Discord channel, that you really wanted some interesting features in this plugin. And let me start with the most important one. So, assuming you have the Zoominator installed, if you go to Tools, you will have the Zoominator submenu. If you don't have this plugin installed, stay with me for the entire video. By the end, I will also show you how to install it. Because I saw a lot of people were asking how to install, but it's very easy. It's just a normal plugin install. You put the DLL in the OBS Studio installation folder, and it should work straight away. So, bear with me, and let's jump into the new features of Zoominator. The first thing you'll notice is the dialog interface has completely changed. In order to make it work on the scene side, I had to take the bounding box from target screen. The thing that has changed here is the fact that now you have to select your target screen, while in the previous version you had to select the source that you wanted to zoom in. That was also limiting you to only be able to zoom into 4 media sources in OBS Studio. Now you will be able to zoom into any source in your scenes, because what this plugin is doing now, it's zooming the entire content of your scene. Okay, let's just apply and show you how it works now. I'm usually using the control and the left mouse click, and as you can see, it's zooming into my browser source as well, not only my visual code screen. Now, the next thing that was added, somebody on GitHub requested for differentiate modifiers. So basically, this allows you to select either the left or the right control buttons as triggers for your mouse button. In the previous version, the modifiers were left here even if you selected the keyboard, and that was causing confusion. Now when you select the mouse button, you will see the modifiers, and if you select the keyboard for the trigger, you can just type your hotkey or your normal key. But you won't be able to use Control or Alt or any other action button, because that may cause confusion into your other applications or even for your global hotkeys. If you want to use Control, you just come here, hit Control and select the other key to create a key combination. Otherwise, you can just use 9 or any other key on your keyboard. Even something in your streaming deck can be used for triggering a hotkey here. But it's my personal like to use the mouse button, because it's just easier for me to trigger on a click event anytime when I want to show something zoomed. The next thing that was added here, it was a fun request. User wanted to have something to highlight the mouse position, so I decided to make something that really stands out when you do the zooming. This was an interesting feature, because the first thing I tried was causing a lot of lag, because I was drawing the halo next to the mouse on every mouse movement, and that was an overkill. I decided to just create a temporary image source. You can already notice here where I'm drawing the halo based on the configurations, and then when I want to use that, just go hit apply, and when I'm zooming in, as you can see, when I click somewhere, it basically just toggles the visibility of that
source. And the source is automatically created by the plugin itself, so you don't have to worry about it. These are the three main changes that comes with the new version of Zoominator. And now that you stayed for the entire clip, let's jump into how to install the plugin itself. The first thing you want to be doing is either go to my portfolio, search for the Zoominator, or just go to the GitHub repository under releases and look for the latest release. And of course, download the package for your OS. I'm using Windows, so I'm just downloading the archive for the Windows. Now, this is where most people get confused with how to install the plugin. So you basically have the root folder, that's Zoominator, and inside this root folder, you also have a bin folder. That bin folder, it's basically just the build created by GitHub through the workflow. But the real thing that we need, it's what's inside this 64-bit folder. Here we have the DLL, and you don't need the PDB file because you may not be debugging this plugin, but just in case you want to do that and have better log, you can paste both files. You will only need the Zoominator DLL. Oh, you can either extract it somewhere. I'll just extract in my documents. Go there and copy the DLL. And now I'm just going to my OBS Studio installation folder into the OBS plugins, 64-bit, and I'm just dropping the plugin here. Of course, I already have it installed, so if I try, it's giving me an error. But if you do the installation correctly, you must have the Zoominator submenu under your tools. And that's it. I tried to simplify everything, and if you want to play more with the plugin, you can play with the zoom factor. Let's set, for example, 3. Let's apply. And you can see it's zooming very, very far. I personally like to use like 1.5 when I do a tutorial, but the most optimized factor would be 2. Okay, the in and out is basically how long it takes the zoom to complete the in animation and the out animation. So here, if I make it a second, you will see it will take more time to zoom in and zoom out. This could be a good effect in your streams. And of course, we have the mouse follow speed. I usually like to keep 20 just to avoid any motion sickness for my audience, because that's probably the perfect one. If I put like 50, actually I think, yeah, I limited that. So I think I just limited to 30. Ah, it's to 40. Okay, but even that, if I use this and I just go, as you can see, it's following very, very quick and may cause some motion sickness to your viewers. So I'd avoid using very big or very low. So we just go to 20. It's probably perfect um, the perfect value here. On the Halo side, here you can play with the values, see what you
Like, you can adjust the colors. And as I previously mentioned, I really like to use the mouse toggle to zoom in and zoom out because it's very helpful here. Well, that's pretty much it with the latest update on my Zoominator plugin. If you like this plugin, please leave a comment below with what would you think that could make the plugin even better. Because as you can see, I'm really listening to my audience. I'm really listening to everyone that gives suggestions, even on GitHub or Discord. And of course, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, leave a like, and see you on the next one. Thank you guys for watching.